This is not in my notes, but I have to tell you this before I dig in deep about this beautiful work that you are doing for this city. These organizations and our investment strategy is working. Before I say that, I got to tell you why that Curtis Mayfield is special to me. When I was growing up at a time when, back in the 70s, the world was much like it is today. Racial discourse, a war we didn't understand, income inequality, all kinds of things were going on. And Curtis Mayfield actually changed my life, and I listened to a lot of his music. And he had come up with this one song called No Thing on Me, and it talked about drugs being saturated in the black community. And I talked about I was always naturally high, so I stayed away from this kind of stuff, and I saw what it was doing to our community. So when I became married, and I got to tell you, this is not on my notes, and so just indulge me. When I started a young family, I reached out to Curtis Mayfield, and all my friends knew I had Curtis Mayfield posters in my room, and I just adored his philosophy. So I reached out to him, wrote a long letter. It says, now that I'm married and I have kids of my own, they're going to know your music, blah, blah, blah. He'd had an accident, as you may recall, for those who remember Curtis Mayfield, he was in a wheelchair. And I told my best friend, and his brother lives in D.C., and I said, man, I finally wrote Curtis Mayfield. So 3 days later, I got a call, and I was practicing law in a company, and he said, hey, Curtis Mayfield's on the telephone. I said, yeah, right, that's my friend Kirby. Tell Curtis I will call him back. And I went to those are the days we had landlines, those days, remember those days? And I listened to my recorder, and it was actually Curtis Mayfield. And he left me a long message on how my letter had touched him. And so I got my notes again, I called him back, and from that, a friendship developed that lasted years, where I say that before he passed away, and I let him know that through my work, Curtis Mayfield would live on. And that is why I asked my brother and friend, the DJ, to play Curtis Mayfield when I came up here. That was not coincidental. Now, back to my recorded, prepared remarks. I'm actually honored to stand with you. I have a few notes. I want to stay sort of scripted here. In 2022, I won't take credit, because there's no credit from me. I think that Royal Alley Barnes and the Arts and Cultural Organization and you all, in 2022, we sort of rewrote what we're trying to do from Civic Partners to centering the arts on racial equity, and the ideas that come from the community. You are awesome. We will invest and continue to invest. We have about $5.7 million over a few years in 241 organizations, and I believe with all of my heart that as we deal with these toughest issues in this city, and what is tough to you, whether it's coming out of COVID, whether it's cancer recovery, whether it's homelessness and housing craziness, whether it's the fentanyl poison that's being flooded into our city, whether it's mental illness, drug and alcohol treatment, whatever the issues are you're dealing with, it will be our common voice of unity and love through the arts that will express our pain and express our love. And contrary to popular belief, I can't sing, I can't dance, but I have an appreciation for the culture. And when I'd run for office in a competitive race, I said it will be through the arts community that will help us get out of this hole that we're in, and this is why this is one of the best investments the city could make. It's in you and the organizations you represent, so thank you for being here. And if I threw a party and I invited everyone I knew, you would see the biggest gift from me. You remember the Golden Girls song? And a card attached would say, thank you for being a friend to the city of Seattle, because you will help us get through this. Now, I tell you, this job that I was crazy enough to sign up for, that I can't do this alone. I will work my tail off. I will read every book, go to every seminar. I've probably been in the last 5 weeks, I've been to Iceland, Norway, Japan, Korea, you name it, I am there. And I'm there because my federal government is asking me to serve and do certain things, because I need this country to understand the magic here in Seattle is you. The magic in Seattle is a company that could look beyond my race demographics. I mean, many of you know, I like how people identify me. They say, he's He's the first Asian mayor, the second black mayor. I don't know what I am. I'll tell you what, I'm just here for you to serve. And when I talk about the issue of centering race, is because I watched it as an outsider being biracial. And what astounds me with some level of profundity when I talk is we're having sometimes the same discussion we had 300 years ago, 200 years ago, dare I say when I was a teenager. The same discussion is when we focus on race, we're not listening to one another. The brother that talked about us all looking at ourselves as being indigenous, that I have an appreciation for a race. You know, I married a black woman from Washington, D.C., so, you know, I get an earful every night about institutional racism and microaggressions and what people have to go through. I have a lot of people in the LGBTQ community around me or in my family, and we talk about it. I talk about the intersectionality between race and gender. I mean, all of these divisions, and the obvious one being race, that we can no longer as a country become divided on the issue. Fight for your cultural identity, but it has to lead to a path of commonality. And that's why I'm so proud that I think for the first time of our years that the average award to Native American indigenous peoples, I think is significant. I have this statistic here. Let me just, I don't want to slaughter that important data point. Thank you for being a friend. I don't know, I just can't get that out of my mind here. There you go, that's my sister singing, helping me out right there. In this cycle of C.A.R.E grant funding, 60% of funded dollars are going to a path going towards BIPOC and BIPOC progressing organizations. For the first time, indigenous organizations are receiving the highest average grant, and 34% of the fund for BIPOC organizations are going toward black organizations. Now let's give that a hand. And Kathy Hsieh at the Arts and Cultural Investment Strategy. We love the work you did. We love what you stand for. You are a tireless champion in fighting for this equitable framework. Royal, your organization demonstrated what we can do when we're working together. I close by saying, when I talk about One Seattle, I'll take my hits all day long, baby. Let me tell you that. I'll take them all day long when I talk about that. That I'm sick and tired of us fighting. I could punch down all day. I'm in a very powerful position. I'm in a very powerful position. I could punch down at people all day. You don't know my battle scars. For me to be able to look at you in the face with a level of confidence, you know, a lot of this comes from a position of pain. A lot of this comes from a position of being excluded. Love you, Bruce. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you. And every single day I wake up and I pray for wisdom. I pray for warriors around me that have the same North Star, that we will overcome this together. We will change the conversation in this city, which will change the conversation in this country. We cannot do it alone. We are creatures of faith and love, and that is sustainable. And that's why this investment strategy should be sustainable way after I'm dust. Thank you for your work. Thank you for being part of this community, and I'm there for you. Thank you very much. One Seattle.
Let's hear it for our mayor. He can't sing, but he's a pretty good mayor. Let's hear it one more time. In every administration, there's that person who holds it all together because they have wisdom, they have compassion, and they have an innate knowledge of cultural humility. I'd like to introduce to you Chief Samuels, Jennifer Samuels, who is the Chief People Officer and Chief Administrator for the Mayor's Office. Chief Samuels.
Director Royal Alley Barnes, thank you so much for that introduction. And But please, next time, don't schedule me after the mayor. You can't sing. No, I cannot sing. But so thank you so much for allowing me to have an opportunity to say a few words during this historic event. I truly want to echo the words of the mayor that the best investment that the city has made is right here in this room. And the community, the organizations represented in this room truly embody the spirit of One Seattle. So I just want to say thank you for stepping up and serving to make a difference in your city. Each of you are being recognized because you demonstrate your collective commitment to revitalizing the arts and culture sector. One artist, one program, one organization at a time. And for that, we thank you. We are bringing together, all of us, each of you, we are bringing together individuals from various backgrounds, including different cultures, different races, religions, and socioeconomic statuses. You are creating space for a diverse range of perspectives. This diversity enriches discussions and encourages a more inclusive environment. And we are so grateful to you for what you have done and will do for the next 3 years. Have contracts been signed? Yes, contracts have been signed. So as I reflect on my family's history and journey and my husband's history, he's of Jamaican descent, it is just amazing to me. The profound significance of this moment really means so much to me personally. And when you focus on centering racial equity, it really helps all of us as we stand united as one. After all, our diversity is our strength. And by working together, we are shaping a better and brighter future for our city. One Seattle.
I'm not going off script. We are looking at the script of life. I would like Kathy Hsieh to come forward. There's a lot of chatter about what the public sector employee does. Whenever you hear that, remember Kathy Hsieh. Kathy?
Thank you so much. I wasn't told I was going to speak, so I don't have anything prepared. But more than anything else, I am always so inspired by the work that all of you do. I know as cultural arts workers, you put your heart and passion into it, because we're definitely not doing it for the money. You're all doing it because you believe and understand and have been transformed yourself through the power that arts and culture has in making an impact in centering humanity and love and the youth of the future in all that we do. And so from the bottom of all of our hearts, we really, really could not lead the city without having all of you as our cultural partners in this work. Thank you for the heart and passion that you put into your work every single day. You are the bright star that makes Seattle what it is. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kathy. The mayor was talking about our North Star. And I'm going to be so bold as to say, I think we're building a constellation. I'd also like to introduce, if there are any council members who may have come in, any council members, other elected officials who've joined us. Okay, I don't see any hands. I do want to introduce Deputy Director Maritza Rivera. Are you still with us, Deputy? Yes, I am taller than her. Thank you. You know, I don't have anything to add to all of the amazing comments that we've heard today, except for one thing, and that is life is art. Keeping the artist in the forefront, artists everywhere is how we have art everywhere. Thank you all so much.
Miss Royal Ali Barnes took over the Office of Arts and Culture about 2 years ago and took the helm at one of the most, as you all know, challenging times in our city's history and in the world's history. But the impact on the arts and culture community was devastating. And as she took over and got funds into the community, she has led this office admirably. And although I've only been here 7 days, I've been with the city for a while, and actually I was a part of the comms team as she ran, of the previous mayor as she took the interim role. So I'd like to invite Royal up, please, as we can honor her for her last event as interim director.